Hello, everyone. Welcome to our program Consciousness in Evolution. We are here from our YouTube channel and Facebook page, Reaprendência International. Consciousness in Evolution is a program from Reaprendência International that enables access to information about parapsychic phenomena, bioenergies, projection of consciousness, multiple lives, and so much more. In today's webinar, we have Fabiana Cerato, who is joining us with the team. What is self-knowledge and why is it important for us to invest our efforts to know more about ourselves? And that's very challenging, people. We would like to remind you to feel free to send any questions you may have, and we will try to answer them during this presentation. Any questions that aren't answered live will be posted later on in the comment section of YouTube and Facebook. And if you want to know more about parapsychic phenomena, evolution of the consciousness, and conscientiology, that is the science that studies the consciousness in an integral way, subscribe in our channel. All links are below in the description. Thank you very much for joining us. And instructor Fabiana Cerato is graduated in architecture, specialized in positive psychology, didactics and methodology, project planning and building. She has been a self-knowledge researcher, speaker, and teacher of conscientiology since 1997. Currently, she is an entrepreneur, interpreter, and a writer. She's also a mother of two daughters. Welcome, Fabiana. The word is yours.
Much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the opportunity and for everybody being here together, joining us. This is what is important for us. The lecture, this live, is for everybody to interact. So let's try to make it quite good in that terms. So since we have a blind student, I would like to self-describe myself. So I am a woman. I am wearing a green shirt. I have short hair. I have blue eyes, few freckles. And behind me, I have a world map. And I am wearing headsets and phone. So we will be trying, whenever I talk, to describe a little bit more, in order to honor our great colleague and student. And all of you as well. So let's start talking about self-knowledge. We have a lot to discuss, and therefore, I would like to share the slides I prepared for you today, for us to debate today. So let me go back to the main point. So it's not in the main point. Oh, okay, now here it is good. This is the beginning. So what is self-knowledge? Let's start thinking about what life is. I would like to give you a few seconds to reflect about what life is. So let's reflect a little bit. The way I see life is one of the most precious possessions that we have. Living is actually a great opportunity to coexist with each other, to learn, to develop, to evolve. And here I have a slide with a picture on the left from a big group of people walking on streets. And there are three phrases I would like to think about it, to reflect about it. So, however, many people, despite considering life the greatest asset, do not make time for it. So time to think about whether they are on the right path, or time to think about which direction they are going to take. So it's interesting to analyze that towards life, we can react or we can act. What is the difference between reaction and action? You react when something happened that you were not expecting, and you act when something happened that you, according to your plans. So let's suppose you were driving a car and suddenly one accident happened in front of you. You need to have a quicker reaction. You need to drive the wheel to left, right, in order to avoid one accident. This is a reaction, an immediate reaction, because you were not expecting something. In order for you to act, you act according to plans. So this is what we want to discuss. Life can be planned. And I'm not talking about those boring plans that you have thousands of spreadsheets and think about. It's not like this. But if we plan, if we have goals, if we have targets, we will tend to deal with life according to our reality, according to what we plan, and we will need to react less. This is what is the main idea that I want to talk here. So without a minimum of self-knowledge, we cannot plan life. So if I want to act without not having so many surprises or with so many struggles, I need to know more about myself. So there is a picture from someone with a hand in his chin, and he is thinking. So this is a very known sculpture from Rodin. And it is the sculpture for someone thinking about self-knowledge or about himself. This is the main idea that it shows. And this is what we want to debate here. Without self-knowledge, our life will end up becoming shallow because we will not have time to reflect, time to think deeper, and it will be a sequence of reaction. Something happened, you react. Something happened, you react. Nevertheless, if you have thought before, if you take time to yourself, to know more about yourself, you will be able to deal better with life and with yourself as well. For instance, let's think about suffering. Let's think about struggling. Suffering might indicate that there is something wrong with the way of thinking. You guys agree with that? Write down in the comments below and send us your idea. Do you really think that we came to life to suffer, to struggle? Or according to researches that I have been doing all those years, our life, it's not for us to suffering. So if we are struggling, if we are unhappy all the time, if we are criticizing all the time, and if we are feeling that there is a hole that we cannot fulfill, something is wrong, it might indicate that the way you're thinking needs to be changed. So if we need to change the way we think, or if we might consider changing the way we think, what is self-knowledge? And what is the relationship between self-knowledge and the way we think? Here is a short explanation about self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is the knowledge about ourselves, about our reality. And it's interesting. I posted here a very known picture from Leonardo da Vinci. And I brought his example because he decided to investigate in many different areas. He thought and he investigated on arts, medicine, engineering, architecture, physics, mathematics, sculpture, optics, human, anatomy, alchemy, and others more. So he was not afraid to take chances to investigate new areas. And this is a summary of self-knowledge. We could be not afraid to investigate ourselves. So his very well expression is the one who is down below, which is all the perceptions and all the things that we perceive comes according to what we think, according to our perceptions. So life, it is life according to what we perceive. So if he was not afraid to take so many chances in so many areas, how about us giving this a step? Because our micro universe is much bigger than the reality we experience on day by day abroad. So self-knowledge is structured on how to value, how to accept, how to understand qualities, our desires, our ambitions, our limitations, our life goals, how to raise mistakes and success. We need to raise that in order to understand us better. We need to analyze failures and achievements, losses and gains, and reorganize life based on optimized, assertive, evolutionary, and universalist choices. There are a lot to think about this because if we understand what is important for us, if we understand what we value, what are our life goals, if we raise mistakes and success, if we analyze losses and gains, we will have the possibility to reorganize our life based on optimized and assertive chances and evolutionary universalist choices. Don't you agree? Because if we don't know anything, if we don't know our values, if we don't know how we think, how we perceive, what is important for us, we
Fabiana,
will have
I,
difficult to think more about this. Yes?
hello. I would like to add a comment on this slide is very interesting because it shows how self-knowledge is structured. And what caught my attention is when you talk about our qualities. I would like you to comment because many of us, we don't see much our qualities. We see our missing traits, our defects. How can we improve that? Do you have any
Yes.
suggestion for the ones who usually see its worst side, not the positive one? How to develop this?
Yes, it's a very important point, Eliane. Thank you for bringing this point. Yes, there is a tendency. It seems that what is bad, what makes us suffer, calls more the attention. We see in the media, we see in television every day, no, on the news, every problems, blood and process that happen, they call our attention more. But self-knowing ourselves is looking toward ourselves and analyzing our qualities and think about those qualities. It is hard because sometimes we are used to see only defects, only problems, only things that they will not add anything good. But once we perceive who we are, once we perceive our qualities, once we accept, no, I am good with um, I'm going to give you one example. I am good with communication. I love to communicate. It is a quality, and I want to use that. I am actually using now. So, those qualities that we are looking to ourselves, they need to be validated. And this is all part of the self knowledge process. It is important, this question is important to think because the self knowledge is a process. It is not something easy that you do in one day. Oh, okay, I'm going to start with self knowledge process. It takes time. So I'm going to give you all a suggestion for tonight before you go into sleep. Look to the mirror. Stop in front of the mirror. Look to yourself and try to think about your qualities. We all have, that's for sure. And we might have some wrong habit from the past or even from our family that will not give enough value to our qualities. They are very important and they are the base for our success, for our evolution. Without qualities, without strong points, we will not be able to move forward. Okay. So here is the suggestion. It's also a nice technique to start self-knowledge. Look into the mirror. Look to the mirror. Look to yourself. Think about who you are, what you want from life. It's important. And it will give you a few hands and a few hints. So let's think more. So self-knowing yourself is actually turning the hand of the clock to yourself. analyzing what we just mentioned: actions, reactions, manifestations, thoughts, sensations that come from daily experiences. So, what we meant here is that everything that happened, as opposed of just reacting if you were not expecting, pick that situation and analyze and try to take something positive from your life. This is the difference. Now, the difference between self-knowing and not self-knowing yourself, it is this. You can pick every situation, you can analyze everything you experience in life. So basically is when you turn the hand of the clock to yourself. And investing in yourself is designating efforts to study yourself in all the areas that make up our personality. So we are very complex. We have actually so many areas that I will be listing soon, responsible to studying ourselves, because we are very complex human beings. We are not simple, and we have a whole universe to be discovered. So studying ourselves, when we mean studying, we mean in all the areas that make up our personality, developing a deep understanding of our own universe, of who we are. As we mentioned before, identifying again qualities, abilities, and goals in life. It is a process. Once you start to look to yourself, once you start to look how you manifest yourself, how you understand life, how you perceive life, you will tend to set goals to yourself and to your life. So I would like to bring 5 benefits of practical application of self-knowledge. And feel free to ask any question or to type any question whenever you feel it's important. So here are the 5 benefits from the practical application of self-knowledge. Number 1, there are much more. I'm just listing 5. Number 1, a greater awareness and clarity to control emotions and behavior. It is interesting because we are going to understand better, and we will be able to control ourselves better. So this is one of the biggest achievements of self-knowing yourself. You will not reacting all the time. You will be able to reflect and to control more. The second practical benefit is a greater self-vision, to set goals towards self-fulfillment. Once you are looking towards what is important to you in life, and let me just open a parenthesis here, an important one. Self-knowledge is not like, okay, I am working 8 hours a day, and then after, when I finish my work, I will think about self-knowledge. Okay, now I'm going to think about myself. It's not that. With the practice application of self-knowledge, you will be dealing with this all the time, because you will be reflecting and you will be remembering about your self-perception. You will be able to self-control yourself during the day. So also this self-vision, this greater self-vision to set goals to self-fulfillment, one of the goals is on your job. Is if you are working, you also have goals. And what do you do to achieve those goals? You need to organize and think about this and reflect. And you will be doing this all the time during your day by day. The third benefit is a greater acceptance and recognition of one's qualities and abilities, what Instructor Eliane asked before. So it is important. Without recognizing abilities and strong traits, we cannot qualify, and we cannot keep on moving with self-knowledge. A greater understanding of people is the fourth one. No, you will tend to understand more the others because you understand more about yourself. and a greater empathy, because you have developed a better self-esteem, you have developed love and passion, and you like yourself, and you will tend to do this with others. So this fifth benefit is interesting because you will not be expecting others to give what you need. You will go ahead and you will try to discover what is important by yourself. So where should we start? This is one interesting point. Where should all start to put that on practice? The first step you are doing here, and congratulations, no? You are already attending this live. So the second step, I'm going to ask you to leave your cell phone aside. No, I wrote this. It's leave your cell phone aside, because I know that a few of you might be hearing and typing on the cell phone. And this is what I want to talk. It's important. So we start self-knowledge by knowing how to filter our paradigm. What is a paradigm? We are going to discuss soon. So if we want to understand more, it is important to be able to distinguish which paradigm, which model in life I want, which model in life it's important for me. So let's reflect and let's think about this. What is a paradigm, and what is the relationship between a paradigm and self-knowledge?
Hello, Fabiana again. I have a question here from Claudia Adeli,
Okay.
and she is asking, Fabiana, could you tell the difference between control and repress the emotions?
Yes. Also a very important question, Claudia. Thank you. Control is when you are aware of the emotions that you are feeling. And repress is when you don't want to show or when you don't want to feel that. For us to control is being able to deal with. Repressing is closing and not wanting to feel. In order for us to qualify ourselves, we need to feel everything. Anger, happiness, not happiness, all the emotions, sad, struggling. It is part of self-knowing process. And being able to control is also feeling the emotion, but you think about, no, I am feeling anger now. I am not happy now. But I will control this emotion because this is not the moment to show this. It's not the moment to expose that. The same with happiness. I am very happy, but I am in a context in which people are sad. So it is not the moment to be exploding of happiness in this context. So this is controlling, this is guiding emotions. But nevertheless, you feel the emotion. When you repress, you close completely and you don't want to feel. You put aside. You say, no, this is not for me. I don't want to feel that. This is the difference. And for self-knowing yourself, controlling the emotions, but feeling, come on, guys, we are human. It is not, no, I'm not going to feel anything. I am a robot. I just want to do what is right. No, wrong stuff doesn't matter. It is also important in this question, Claudia, because perhaps a few of us have this idea that life means that this person, he or she, they need to be perfect. We need to show beauty, like those Facebook pictures. We need to show happiness all the time. No, we are human. We make a lot of mistakes. This is our world, but we learn from those mistakes and we tend not to repeat. This is self-knowing yourself. Now you go ahead, you learn from that. But not wanting to feel, it is not the best idea. So we don't need to repress. We control, we guide the emotions. Okay? So let's think then about what is a paradigm. A paradigm is a model for interpreting reality. It means that This model of interpreting reality will guide what we feel, will guide our values and the way we act. It is the lens we use to look to the world. So I am removing here my glasses. So I need my glasses. I need my lens. No? So I need this lens to see the world. But on top of those lenses, we have another, which is the model we interpreting reality. I'm going to give here a few examples, okay? So let's think about 3 places. One in Florence, one in Paris, and one in the United States. 3 streets. So let's suppose we are walking into a narrow street in, let's think about the Via Maggio, which is a street in Florence. So let's suppose we are here walking in that street. So let's imagine ourselves walking in that street. It is a very sweet, narrow street in Florence. They do have a lot of those sweet streets in Florence. And then you are there looking to the buildings, to the left, to the right. You see the houses, beautiful houses, 2 floor, 1 floor, very colorful. It is a nice day, sunny day, and you are there expecting, perceiving wind, walking, and enjoying life. Once you do this, once you are in Florence, walking into that narrow street, you see beautiful things. You see beautiful and colorful houses. It's okay. You perceive the sun, you perceive the wind blowing in your face. It is a fantastic experience. But now, let's suppose we are in Paris, walking into Champs-Élysées Avenue, which is the avenue that connects the Arc de Triomphe. It's a very famous, one of the most famous avenues in the world. This avenue, once a week, they decide that once a week only people will walk without cars. Now, usually day by day they have cars going and turning around the Arc de Triomphe and coming back. No, it is a famous Champs-Élysées Avenue. But let's suppose you are in that day with no cars and you are walking in the Champs-Élysées Avenue. Of course, it is not the same perception as into a narrow street, because now you are walking in one avenue. It's a larger avenue, a broader avenue. You will perceive a lot of shops, malls, beautiful houses and beautiful places selling things. People are selling things, glasses, jewelries. You will see the Champs-Élysées movement, which is different than a narrow street. And now, let's suppose you are driving a car into a highway. I-96 is one of the most famous highways in the United States. So you are there driving your car, with the windows open. You have the perception of the wind on your hair, on your face, and you are there driving a car. You will have a different perspective. So the 3 perspectives, they are okay. One perspective will not exclude the other. You will have 3 different experiences, but they are completely different. So one thing is a narrow street, another thing is a highway, and another thing is one avenue. So the capacity to perceive yourself interacting into those streets, it is, they are different. So you choose if you want to keep walking into a narrow street, or if you want to go to an avenue or to a highway. This is the paradigm to interpreting reality. It doesn't mean that reality is not good because I am using one paradigm or another. But what it means is that, let's suppose we now have another example I wrote here. We have 30 days of life. Now we have our last 30 days of life. If I have one paradigm, if I have a physical paradigm, the perception I will have during those 30 days will be one perception. If I now live my life according to a broader perspective than the physical one, I will probably have a different perception during those 30 days. I will prepare to my death in a different way because I give value to different things according to my paradigm, to the one I choose. So there are many places and paradigms into self-knowledge. Many people, no, we are not here for the first time. Since the man is a man, since the reality is a reality, we all want to know, we all want to discover what is the means of this reality and what is the relationship between myself and this reality. So there are places and paradigms into self-knowledge. There are institutions, foundations, associations, scientific areas specialized in self-knowledge with a variety of paradigms. I am listing 8 here now. I like it a lot, psychology. I think psychology is a great area to study the emotions, perceptions, how we think. It is a fantastic area. Neuroscience is also a great area because we study the connection between our brain, what happens with our brain, our functional system, which is one of the most important systems for us, the brain. I also like philosophy. Philosophy is an interesting and very important area. No, Instructor Eliane talked a few days ago about the questions of life, no, who we are, where we come from, where we are going to be. No, so philosophy has a relationship and has been investigating this for many, many years. Medicine is also an important area because medicine, without medicine, imagine we are in a pandemic. Without vaccines, we will not be able to survive. Many of us will be dead already. Religion as well. Religion tries to help people to understand better using faith. It's okay. It's religion. It's their way of thinking. But they like or they tend to understand better the life, and they try to understand better the relationship between human and families, and they help with that. Psychiatry deals with stronger mental issues, very necessary as well. Conscienciology, we are going to talk soon. It is an area of science that investigate human in a broader way, in a more intense and in a more complete way. Neurolinguistic as well, dealing with language, dealing with being able to communicate into certain ways. So you see, there are many people involved into self-knowledge. No? But it's important to think that the physicalist paradigm shows us that we are confined within a human body. And this is the main issue here, because this affects the understanding of our life. One thing is myself studying psychology with the perception that I am a bit more than just my brain and my body. Another thing is I am also studying psychology with the perception that I am confined within a human body. This aspect will change the understanding of my life. No? For example, what we wrote here, our health. We think that it is enough to eat well and exercise to be healthy. If it was only the physical paradigm was the one in our reality, we will be complete and we will be with no problem only doing this. No, eating well, exercising well, that's okay. But it's not. We have more than that. No. And the physical paradigm is characterized by everything we perceive here in the physical existence with our physical eyes. So breaking or changing a paradigm is a challenge. So what we bring here is what we want is offer you a change, offer you a chance to perceive or to consider an expansion of a paradigm, meaning knowing yourself with a different paradigm, with a more complete paradigm. Not only physical body, not only physical things. Although physical objects are very important, I am talking with you and I will not be here reading if I had no glasses. I will not be here if I had no computer. So everything in life, in physical life, it's important, but it's possible to give a step beyond in terms of filtering and perceiving paradigms. Here a list again about different types of paradigms. Now we have the mystic one, religious one, artistic one, philosophical one, scientific and consciential one. So you choose. No? We want to introduce you to a broader paradigm, considering the existence of bioenergies, life after death, reincarnation, spiritual insight, phenomena beyond the physical aspects of your everyday life. So we want to call the attention for those phenomena beyond physical. So the path to self-knowledge will pass through a paradigm expansion. So it is important to perceive yourself interacting into more than a physical life. You will have different results. The movement of turning the hand of the clock to yourself, it's important, but perceiving yourself into expanded paradigm will give you more tools to fulfill your life. So people who don't question tend to repeat without innovation, creating or doing otherwise. So we need to question. So here is a second suggestion. Remember the technique about the mirror? This is one suggestion I gave. Now I'm going to give the second suggestion, which had helped me a lot in life. Question everything. Don't accept things without reflecting and question. You are allowed, we are allowed to question everything. If we don't question, we don't innovate, we don't create, and we do the same every day. So should our day be exactly the same day by day, day by day? It might be if we don't question. So question everything. Look for new possibilities. The answers might be interesting, might help you a lot. So we have emotions, bioenergies, parapsychic sensations, parapsychic perceptions, different bodies for each dimension to consider. We will be talking about different bodies more into next week live, so join us with instructor Eliane as well. So we have more than physical. We have other bodies, we have other perceptions to complete and to help us with self-knowledge. Guys, if you have questions, feel free. I will let a few minutes in the end, but if you have questions, feel free to ask. So the consciential paradigm was created, which I am presenting now, was created by Dr. Valdo Vieira from the study of human reality, fully perceived as an integral way. So Dr. Vieira, basically what he did, he went to look for the human reality. What happened with us? And he used to go out from his body since he was 9. And because of this technique that we will be developing in the course, Consciousness in Evolution, not now, we don't have time, it's short time, but because of that, he went on and on and on studying and trying to understand more about the human reality. And because he studied more human reality, he ended up creating a consciential paradigm. What is this consciential paradigm? And what conscientiology, which is the science that studies consciousness? No, consciousness is the synonym of ego, soul. So what conscientiology studies? Conscienciology studies as an integral, holosomatic, multidimensional, multi-millennial, multi-existential way. The individual, according to his actions and reactions to immanent energy and to consciential energy, as well as in their multiple states of Tusanic manifestations. So the consciential paradigm approaches consciousness from 7 pillars. There are other informations, there are even other pillars, but those are the 7 main pillars that consciential paradigm approaches life. And this is the invitation we just did for you to expand your paradigm. So I'm going to analyze with you those 7 pillars, and then at the end I will open for questions. So feel free to type and ask. So the first pillar that conscienciology studies is the holosomatic one, which we are going to have a live just talking about this. Now, the holosomatic pillar admits the existence of the holosoma, which is a set of bodies that consciousness, when I use the word consciousness, I meant ego, self, yourself, no? Consciousness used to manifestate herself or himself. So we are not just the physical body. But of course, for you to admit that, for you to experience that, you will need to have time to experience. You would need to go out of your body to experience that, to see that reality. We don't want anybody to believe in anything here. No, this is not our main target. We will give you information and then we will let you the opportunity for you to experience that. Experience bioenergies, which is the second pillar as well. Deal with energies. No, energies are like, we can compare it with radio. You know, you listen to music popping out from the radio or popping out from the cell phone, but you don't see the waves moving until you have the music. You don't see the waves moving, but you see the result from the music. With bioenergies, is the same. You can work with energies without not even seeing the chakras, but you can feel the effects of working with bioenergies. Therefore, bioenergy is the second pillar from conscienciology, which assumes the lucid application of bioenergies through the energosoma, which is the energy plus soma, the energy body formed by the set of chakras that we have. The third pillar is the multidimensionality. Consciousness manifests in multiple dimensions. Each body manifests in one dimension. So, of course, if we have more bodies, if we have chakras, let's consider now that we have chakras, how I can work with my chakras into the physical dimensions. I need to deal with other dimensions, with energetic dimensions to be able to deal. So that's why we need more dimensions. Women, and men need dimensions to manifest, and also pets, plants. We will deal with that. Number 4, seriality. Consciousness is multi-existential personality, experiencing multiple human lives. Cosmoethic is a very important pillar. It is the moral philosophy, the cosmic morality. It is a principle broader than human morality. So it is much more than just a physical morality. The morality is the actions, the way we manifest ourselves, the moral. No, we can have the moral reality and the extra physical reality. So cosmoethic is much broader than human morality. It embraces much more. The 6th pillar is the universalist, which is a set of ideas derived from the basic laws of nature, the universe and the cosmos. So this means perceiving reality into a broader perspective, analyzing the laws of nature. And the number 7, which is what we are evocating here and we have been talking here, is the self-experimentation, which is the self-research, self-knowledge, aiming to know more and more and more about ourselves. It is structures into research on consciousness from self-experimentation, self-knowledge with projectology, and being used in the multidimensionality and extra-physical experiences. So those are the 7 pillars that this conscienciological paradigm uses to help us to research more about ourselves. And basically, these are the main ideas that I would like to present in this live today. I would like to invite you all to apply yourself, or to give a chance to yourself to know more about yourself. We can deal through all the areas, and we will be learning more about those paradigms. If you give yourself a chance, we have a course that we call it Fundamentals of Consciousness Evolution, that will be dealing with everything you've been talking here in terms of conscienciological paradigm. It will help us to learn more about ourselves, and also it will help us to use a broader paradigm. So this course will start on March 5th. It will be every Saturday and Sunday. And here we have different schedules now, using the example of São Paulo, Berlin, and New York. This course will be 20 online classes, 50 hours, and it is an introductory level in English. And the programs, things that we are going to discuss are bioenergies, parapsychic phenomena, out-of-body experiences, life program. We are going to have one live to talk about mission in life, consciousness evolution, quality of life, and so more. So this is what I have today. I would like now to give a little bit of time for us to debate more and to discuss more and to answer more questions if you have. Thank you for the opportunity, and I am here to answer a few questions in even after the live. So I'm gonna stop here my share. Let me see if I can. Okay.
It's okay.
Good.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. Great ideas, very useful for us. Great analogies that you did. I learned a lot. Thanks so much. I want to ask you to comment on the principle of disbelief. That is something that I will put it here, the principle of disbelief. You know,
Yes.
that is also a pillar from conscienciology, because you showed us the 7 pillars of the consciential paradigm, but in a way it's a premise that we also talk about in our lectures, in our classes. And so can you tell us more about the principle of disbelief and its importance?
Yes. It is, in a way, we mentioned a few minutes ago when we said that we are not here for you to believe in anything. No. So this principle is the backstage, is the scenario behind everything we teach and everything we do. We are not here to ask you to believe in anything. We are here to ask you opportunities for you to experience. So if you go out of your body, you are experiencing this. You are perceiving this. If you deal with chakras, you are perceiving the effects of dealing with chakras. You will have the energy, you will perceive the energies going to your body, you will exteriorizing, absorbing energies. So this principle teaches us that we don't want to convince anybody. Actually, far from convincing. No? We want to give opportunities for you to experience broader paradigm.
Very good. And I have a question here from Jacqueline Cohen. She's asking, what's the difference between the mystical and consciential paradigm in terms of knowing yourself? How
It is a
is
very good question
that?
because the consciential paradigm wants to give you the opportunity to experience by yourself. The mystical is the area that will connect us, that tries to connect us with the divine by using a few rituals or a few beliefs. And we want to try to remove the beliefs. We don't deal with faith and beliefs and preconceived ideas. We deal with relative true leading edge ideas, which are the ideas that we are creating every day, we are experiencing every day. But it's different. One thing is you believing, another thing is you experiencing. And also another point is that we use actually the science, the paradigm of science to investigate ourselves, our perceptions, our sensations, and our manifestations too. So we deal with this paradigm. We avoid, or we don't want to mix with other believing paradigms. We don't believe in anything. We experience. This is the basic difference between both. And it is a very important difference because the perception of your life is based on you perceiving yourself. So you need to, as I touched here my hand and I perceive I have 5 fingers here, no, because I am touching, I am experiencing this. It is important to experience everything we are talking here. And you will have the opportunity to do this in this course.
Very good. And yes, talking about the course that we will start in March the 5th, people, it's a great opportunity because it's an entry course and it is the first time we are providing that in English. And it's a long time that we don't have an entry course of 50 hours totally in English. And this course was already is been given for about a decade in Portuguese, in Spanish. It was given in English, but presentially, not as we are doing now, totally online. So I invite you to participate. I will pass here a video for you, inviting. Just a second.
Conscientiology has as its principle 2 realities: the consciousness, which is the ego, the self, the individuality, and the bioenergies. Within these realities, one of the pillars of research is the holosoma, a set of vehicles for the manifestation of the consciousness. In this intraphysical dimension, these 4 vehicles act simultaneously together and at the same time. The first we call the soma, or physical body. The second is the energosoma, or energy body. The third is the psychosoma, or emotional body. And the fourth, the mental soma, or mental body. In this image, we can see the 4 separate vehicles, and within the different areas of study of conscientiology and the personal experiences of people performing self-research, we identify one by one their characteristics, their properties, and so that we can understand their functioning, objectives, and achieve a state of balance between them. We will now have, beginning on March the 5th, 2022, on Saturdays and Sundays, the Fundamentals of Consciousness Evolution online course. This is an entry course with the basic concepts, with 20 lessons and being 50 hours in length. It is a complete course. If you have any affinity with the concept of the holosoma and the idea that we manifest through 4 different bodies in this and other dimensions, come and join this class. And for those who already know about conscientiology, you can take this time to recycle and study more. We hope to see you there.
So it's a very good opportunity, even if you have already taken any entry course of conscientiology and you want to know more, because we debate all the concepts and it's very interesting. You can participate, and all the teaching process is inside of the Moodle platform, and you can check your learning with the quizzes we have prepared for you, and you can interact with the teachers sending your doubts during the week. So it will be great, and we are looking forward to meeting you there. Okay. Another invitation that I have. Do you want to say something else?
Yes, I actually just would like to talk about one thing. It's important. I will be explaining this more in next live. No, next live with V, which is the taboos. Perhaps we have some preconceived ideas, and during these courses, we will be dealing with breaking taboos idea, breaking preconceived ideas that we have in the back of our mind and that we had never analyzed before. So this is also opportunities to double check the ideas that are there in our black box and that we have no time or haven't been able to stop to analyze those ideas. This is also one of the important consequences of expanding and knowing a broader paradigm.
Exactly. It's a way of recycle ourselves, self-recycling,
Exactly.
and give a fresh air in our old past habits and ideas that are no longer useful.
A
So
breath
it's
of wind.
yeah.
Oh,
And people, Fabiana talked about the consciential paradigm. And one of the pillars is the holosomatics. That means that we have more than one body. And that's what I want to invite you for our next live that is next week. I will be talking about this holosoma, or the set of four vehicles of manifestation. In fact, we have four bodies. And my question is, are we taking good care of them? Each one we use for manifesting ourselves in a different dimension, that we have four dimensions. So we are going to explain that to you. And participate in our next live. So you are all welcome. And try to divulge, to spread to your friends, because this information might be used to someone that you know that likes this kind of thing, to have a more scientific approach to parapsychism, right? And well, I think the time is over. Let's see if we have any other question, but so far I think it's okay. So that's it, people, and I thank you very much for all you participants and for Fabiana Cerato, and we are looking forward to seeing our next live with you. Okay?
thank you.
Thank you, people. Bye bye.
Bye bye.